read the names of the fallen to the Port Authority Police Department. Names will be read by Officer Ramos of the PAPD. Janet Joan Alice, who lost her husband, is ours. The ladder 10 is going to do the first reading. And Angie Callahan, she's going to do the second reading. Her husband was a captain in the FDNY and also lost his life.
O God of love, compassion, and healing, look on us, people of many different faiths and traditions. We gather today at this site, the scene of incredible violence and pain. We ask you in your goodness to give eternal light and peace to all who died here, the heroic first responders, our firefighters, police officers, emergency service workers, and Port Authority personnel, along with all the innocent men and women who were victims of this tragedy, simply because their work or service brought them here on September 11, 2001. We ask you, in your compassion, to bring healing to those who, because of their presence here that day, suffer from injuries and illness. Heal, too, the pain of still grieving families and all who lost loved ones in this tragedy. Give them strength to continue their lives with courage and hope. We are mindful as well of those who suffered death, injury, and loss on the same day at the Pentagon and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Our hearts are one with theirs as our prayer embraces their pain and suffering. God of peace, bring your peace to our violent world. Peace in the hearts of all men and women, and peace among the nations of the earth. Turn to your way of love those hearts and minds most consumed. God of understanding, overwhelmed by the magnitude of this tragedy, we seek your light and guidance as we confront such terrible events. Grant that those whose lives were spared may live, so that the lives lost here may not be lost. Comfort and console us, strengthen us in hope, and give us the wisdom and courage to work tirelessly for a world where true peace and love reign among nations and in the hearts of men.
Now for the reading of the names.
On the guard. Ready, Fred. Move.
Director Fred B. Marone.
Okay, call it.
Chief James A. Ramito. Inspector Anthony P. Infante Jr. Captain Kathy Mazza. Lieutenant Robert T. Siri. Sergeant Robert M. Hoffers. Police Officer Christopher C. Amoroso. Police Officer Maurice V. Barry. Police Officer Liam Callahan. Police Officer Clinton Davis. Police Officer Donald A. Foreman. Police Officer Greg J. Cronin. Police Officer Thomas E. Foreman. Police Officer Yahuru G. Houston. Police Officer George G. Howard. Police Officer Stephen Husko. Police Officer Paul W. Jurgens. Police Officer Paul Lazinski. Police Officer David P. LeMange. Police Officer John J. Lennon. Police Officer J. D. Levy. Police Officer James F. Lynch. Police Officer Walter A. McNeil. Police Officer Donald J. McIntyre. Police Officer Joseph M. Navis. Police Officer James Nelson. Police Officer Alphonse J. Niedermeyer. Police Officer James W. Parham. Police Officer Dominic A. Pizzula. Police Officer Bruce A. Reynolds. Police Officer Antonio J. Rodriguez. Police Officer Richard Rodriguez. Police Officer John P. Scala. Police Officer Baldwin W. Stewart. Police Officer Kenneth F. Tejan. Police Officer Nathaniel Webb. And Police Officer Michael T. Poole.
Round of applause for our Port Authority Police Department. We're going to continue on. We're going this way on Barclay Street. We'd like everybody to sit on the steps of St. Peter's, and we'll have our closing of the walk, our last stop. And a little early, but I want to thank all of you for hanging in there, and we're on our way.